Mark had always struggled with insomnia, which is why he volunteered for Dr. Wilson's experimental sleep study, hoping it might finally help him understand what was happening during those rare moments he actually managed to drift off. The first night seemed ordinary enough, but the brain activity monitors registered unusual spikes during his REM cycle, patterns Dr. Wilson had never encountered in her 15 years of research. By the third night, Mark began experiencing vivid nightmares, always the same one. Something ancient and hungry was pursuing him through endless corridors that seemed to breathe and pulse like living tissue. What terrified him most wasn't the creature itself, but how the nightmare began leaking into his waking hours, a glimpse of those same pulsing corridors in his peripheral vision, the distant echo of something dragging itself closer. Dr. Wilson insisted it was just sleep paralysis combined with hypnagogic hallucinations, but Mark knew better, especially when he found strange symbols carved into his skin that he had no memory of making. The research team was baffled when the security footage showed Mark sleeping peacefully, while the monitors recorded brain activity consistent with someone in a state of extreme terror and physical exertion. 7 days into the study, Mark's psychiatrist prescribed heavy sedatives, but they only trapped him deeper in the nightmare realm, unable to wake even when he felt the creature's hot breath on his neck. 2 weeks in, the barrier between dreams and reality had worn so thin that Mark couldn't tell which was which. The corridors began appearing in his apartment, first in mirrors, then in doorways, finally replacing entire rooms. The final night of the study, the lab technicians found Mark convulsing on the floor, his eyes rolled back, mouth forming words in a language none of them recognized, as every piece of monitoring equipment simultaneously shorted out. Officially, Mark died from an unexpected seizure caused by abnormal brain activity, but the sleep study continues with new volunteers, none of whom know that in their intake paperwork, hidden in the medical jargon, they're now consenting to something called Project Threshold, interdimensional dream monitoring.